you don't put in enough time revising. Your notes aren't helping you. 50% of your revision isn't even a revision. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys harsh treatment. I'm going to be telling you the most brutally honest revision advice I can think of. Now, usually I think in my videos I'm quite nice. I tend to prefer the much more motivational sense of revision help and stuff, and I obviously have a very positive attitude. However, it's also important that I'm very, very clear with you guys and I'm honest with you. So what I want to do specifically is try and think of some of the most harsh revision advice I can think of, the most brutal revision advice that will unsettle you. And the point of this isn't to make you feel bad. The point of this is to make you reflect, think, and ultimately to motivate you. If you think it's going to make you feel bad, then click off. But please leave a like, please subscribe, and let me know what you think I missed out. So let's get straight into this video then with my first point, and that is notes are not revising. Okay, you probably know this by now. I hope you know this by now, but taking notes is not revision. It doesn't even count as revision because it is so ineffective at getting into your head. What I mean by this is the students that get up a textbook, they get up their notebook and they just start copying it into there. Or they look at notes, they search GCSE science notes and they just look at them, or they just copy them or highlight the best bits or copy and paste them. Whatever it is, that is so inefficient that I wouldn't count that as revision, okay? During my GCSEs and A-levels, I wasn't taking notes. I didn't do notes. I wrote flashcards, I did practice questions, and whatever it was, I was really trying to make sure I was thinking. The problem with notes is it's just passing through you. It's not, you want it to stick, you want it to get into your head. So notes are not revising. That is point number one. Point number two is if you're taking photos, you're not revising. There were always some people when I was revising that I'd check on my, when I would go on Snapchat or something, they'd be sending photos of them revising, or they'd put it on their story, or they would just try and in some way flex that. If you're taking photos, you're not revising. Okay, you're on your phone, you're flexing it, and even just a little bit on your phone is going to really distract you unless you're in a specific break. There's no need to do that. There's no need to flex your revision. It's not worth it. I always had this principle. I'd rather just do my revision in quiet. And yeah, I know that I've got a channel now where I basically flex my revision, but you know what I mean. Point number three is, and this is probably the most important point, you don't put in enough time. When I think, honestly, what is it that separates the lower grade students with the higher grade students? Probably the one single thing is time. It's very easy, it's very common for students to say oh, I revised with 1 hour a day and got 4 A stars or whatever it is. And everyone loves the appeal of, getting better grades in less time. And that is possible that you can reduce the time by becoming more efficient, right? I'm not saying that, but there's a certain amount of time you have to put in. And from my experience, when I was in a school last year, when I was teaching students, tutoring students, the students that did better, they just put in more time. So really have a think, are you actually putting in enough time? If I find that my grades aren't where they want to be, the first thing I will do is make way in my schedule, in my timetable, to do more time and revise more. Often, you just need to put in time. You need to get through the content. You need to revise it carefully. So have a think about how much time are you putting in. Obviously, there's a limit to that. You don't want to be revising, the other side is true. The students that do 12-hour days of revision or something, that's not helpful either. But for most students, my honest advice is you need to revise more. I think people don't see how much work I put in for my GCSEs, for example. It was really intense. Okay, my next point then, and this is a controversial one, is 50% of your revision isn't working. Now that's just a bit of a clickbait statement, but what I mean by that is a lot of your vision is less efficient than you think. And also a lot of your vision isn't even really that useful. So do you ever get it where you just go down to revise and you kind of half revise, you get up a couple of videos, maybe you watch them, maybe you do I don't know, 2 Senecas, or the website Seneca I always talk about. Maybe you do 5 flashcards, but at the same time, you've kind of got TikTok up and you're just kind of scrolling through TikTok and you do a bit. And after about an hour and a half of that, you close down your laptop, you turn off your PC, whatever, and you're like, oh yes, I did some really good revision today. That's not revision. That's not what revision looks like. That's not what revision is. If that is you, then I'd really recommend changing that. And this is where you can reduce the time by being more efficient, because that's just a waste of your time. So revision, and good revision, is very minimalist. It's your phone's not there, it's focused, it's quiet, and also you do have to spend time actually committing to something. So bouncing between one YouTube video and then one Seneca topic or 10 flashcards, it's got to be more than that. So have a think about how is your revision effective? Make sure it's really effective, and don't have those sessions where you're just on your phone, and that's not revision. All right, my fifth point then is these videos can't save you. Now, obviously that's friendly fire because it's my own channel, but what I think these videos and YouTube videos can absolutely be really helpful, right? I hope I'm motivational. I hope I've been there before. I've taught it, so I like teaching it. And I understand that, like, I want my channel to be as helpful as I can. But my videos alone cannot save you, right? You can watch these and you can think, oh yes, I'm going to do so well. But at the end of the day, if you turn this video off, if you stop watching and you just like don't revise for the next few months and you do a bit and you do what I said, then there's no point of watching these, okay? So you are in control of your revision. I can't help you like directly, right? I can give you advice, I can tell you the structure, I can give you all my best advice, but it's about that, like watching my videos and putting in your own effort. So don't just think because you're watching lots of videos on how to get A stars and stuff that that's gonna be you. It doesn't just magically like soak in. Again, you have to be able to put in the hours and work on that. Number 6 then, and this is quite a common one, is ego is getting in the way of your revision. I think a lot of students are too afraid to ask for help. They're too scared of doing badly, and they can't adapt their revision. So those 3 things are really critical. Now, students that are like scared of doing badly, I don't personally understand that, right? I'm at university now, and I just know, I wrote my first essay the other day, I just know it was terrible. I might have even got it back by the time this video is uploaded, but I know it was just a bad essay, or at least that's probably an exaggeration, to be fair. It wasn't the best essay, and these happen. I've got C's before in like history tests and maths tests. I think I got a D in a maths test once. These things are not bad, right? It's just a chance to redirect your revision, to think about your revision. So you need to completely get rid of your ego when it comes to like doing badly in a mock or doing badly in a specific exam, right? That's literally fine. That's a chance to learn. And also you need to be able to take advice from other people. So this is something I actively try and do, is ask other people, what are they doing? What can you learn from them? Don't be rigid in your ways. Like, because you did well in your GCSEs, for example, don't just think, oh, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to get 4 A stars and it's fine. Always try and refine your revision, learn from other people, improve your revision. So don't let your ego get in the way of that. Right, that is 6, hopefully pretty harsh pieces of revision advice that I have. If you liked this style of video, I actually can do a part 2. I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings or anything, but that's my kind of like harsh advice. And to summarize that, the important things I think is that basically have a real think without ego about your revision. Are you actually revising enough? Or are you just watching videos about revision and half revising? So your revision has to be very pure. Can you put in like any more? And also make sure revision is super efficient as well. So if that video was helpful, then let me know. If you felt like you did any of those or you didn't, then let me know as well. I'd love to hear about it and talk to you guys about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.